What if I told you a 32 billion parameter AI model is standing toe-to-toe with some of the biggest and most powerful models out there, including DeepSeek-R1 with its massive 671 billion parameters? Sounds crazy, right? Well, Alibaba's Qwen-32B is doing just that. And do you know what's the best part? It's open source, efficient, and can even run on consumer-grade hardware. Let's dive into how this model is shaking up the AI landscape. Alibaba's Qwen team has been making waves in the AI world, and their latest model, Qwen-32B, is catching everyone's attention for all the right reasons. The AI community is buzzing because it's proving that bigger doesn't always mean better. DeepSeek-R1, an AI model known for its top-tier reasoning abilities, is a behemoth with 671 billion parameters, requiring massive computational resources. But here's the game changer. Qwen-32B with just 32 billion parameters is delivering similar performance in coding, math, and general reasoning tasks, while using significantly fewer resources. To put that into perspective, if you wanted to run DeepSeek-R1 at full capacity, you'd need over 1500 GB of VRAM across multiple high-end GPU. But what's the scenario in case of Qwen-32B? Well, it can operate on just 24 GB of VRAM, something that fits into high-end consumer GPU. That's an efficiency breakthrough that could reshape how we think about AI scaling. Qwen-32B is not just powerful, it's also open source under the Apache 2.0 license. That means businesses, developers, and researchers can freely modify, fine-tune, and deploy it however they want, even commercially. This is a stark contrast to proprietary models like those from OpenAI, which keep their technology locked within their ecosystem. With Qwen-32B, you can download the model weights from Hugging Face or ModelScope, run it offline for privacy, and customize it for domain-specific tasks. This open-weight approach is giving power back to developers, making cutting-edge AI more accessible than ever before. If you want to learn more about AI, then enroll in our full course, Introduction to AI and ChatGPT, on our website. The link is in the description box. How does Qwen-32B work? Qwen-32B is designed with 64 transformer layers and an extended context length of 131,072 tokens. That's a big deal because most older models struggle beyond 2,000 to 4,000 tokens, limiting their ability to process long documents or code bases effectively. For training, the Qwen team focused heavily on reinforcement learning. But not only that, they used a two-phase reinforcement learning approach that enhances both mathematical reasoning and general problem solving. Phase 1. Math and coding mastery. The model was trained to verify its own solutions. If the answer to a math problem was incorrect, the model wouldn't reinforce those patterns. Similarly, for coding, a system was in place to execute the generated code and reinforce correct solutions only. Phase 2. General AI capabilities. Beyond math and coding, Qwen-32B was refined with general reasoning and human-aligned responses. This made it better at handling diverse real-world tasks, rather than just being a one-trick pony. How does it compare to DeepSeek-R1? Numbers don't lie. When benchmarked against DeepSeek-R1 and OpenAI's zero point 0.1 Mini, Qwen-32B scored impressively. 79.5 on AIM-24, and DeepSeek-R1 scored 79.8. 63.4 on LiveCodeBench, and DeepSeek-R1 scored 65.9. 73.1 on LiveBench, and DeepSeek-R1 scored 71.6. 83.9 on Evaluating, and DeepSeek-R1 scored 83.3. 66.4 on BFCL, and DeepSeek-R1 scored 62.8. Considering Qwen-32B is significantly smaller in size, these scores are a massive achievement. The AI community is taking note because scoring in the same ballpark as models 20 times larger is unheard of. Real-world performance and adoption. Of course, benchmarks only tell part of the story. Some users testing Qwen-32B report that it's incredibly detailed in its reasoning, but can sometimes over-explain answers, generating long chains of reasoning tokens. For some, this is a plus because it means fewer mistakes. For others, it's a bit slow and verbose. So, what's the good news? This behavior can be adjusted by tweaking system prompts or sampling parameters to make it more direct and efficient. Another big question is whether Qwen-32B can handle local inference well. Some testers found that quantizing it down to 4-bit or 6-bit made it less accurate on certain tasks. But even then, it remained highly functional across a wide range of applications. Why enterprises are paying attention? From a business standpoint, Qwen-32B has serious commercial potential. Because it requires fewer GPU to achieve top-tier results, companies can deploy high-quality AI without spending millions on infrastructure. Alibaba specifically highlights its use cases in automated data analysis, strategic business planning, financial modeling, software development, and customer service. The model's long context window makes it especially useful for industries that rely on handling large text inputs like law firms, research institutions, and software engineers working with extensive codebases. Where does AI go from here? The release of Qwen-32B signals a shift in the AI arms race. For the past few years, the industry has been obsessed with building bigger models with more parameters, but Qwen-32B proves that reinforcement learning and smart training techniques can rival brute force scaling. So, what does this mean for the future? More focus on efficiency. Models will be designed to be smarter, not just larger. Greater accessibility. Smaller, high-performing models mean AI becomes usable on more hardware. Open source AI growth. With models like Qwen-32B being freely available, companies will have more freedom to experiment without vendor lock-in. Qwen-32B is one of the most exciting open source AI releases in recent memory. It's proving that you don't need 500+ billion parameters to achieve state-of-the-art results. While it's still new and some aspects remain to be tested at scale, the fact that it's open source means anyone can experiment, improve, and innovate on top of it. So, what do you think? Could Qwen-32B be the start of a new AI revolution where efficiency beats size? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, let's keep learning together.